All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Shelly's Millions. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. I had a little technical difficulty. Let me go ahead and jump right into the channel membership questions. There are a couple of them. They're pretty good questions. I know a lot of you did not get extended, and I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry that we're all going through this. You guys might want to slow down in the chat because I don't want to get too far behind, and I will be starting the comments from the chat at the 11 a.m. timestamp. Okay, let's see here. Okay. All right, so the first question from a member is from George. Benefit year ended 4/12/2021, Monday, called Thursday, 4/9 to file a new claim, talked to Tier 2. She placed me on an extension and told me to call back in a week. I waited all week. I didn't think she did anything, but checked a minute ago, and the 29-week additional claim balance was placed in my account, able to certify for the past 2 weeks. Just don't know if it will get stuck in pending, fingers crossed. I do want to remind everyone that after you file a new claim, it does go to a third party for review, and then that means that it's going to take a little while to clear that review. Once it does, after you certify, they should release those to paid. The next question is from Tommy. He says, in our neighborhood, a family restaurant started in 2020 during COVID. Are they eligible for any type of assistance? Not too late to sign up. So it depends on what happened with that business and when it was started. If it was started prior to February 15th of 2020, but during the pandemic, we weren't quite in the pandemic then, they could potentially apply for a PPP loan. Other than that, if they were employed and now they're unemployed, they could potentially apply for PUA unemployment benefits, and it's all the same application. So they would just apply for unemployment and see if they qualify for that. If the business is still up and operating, I would just check general small business grants, but not necessarily the PPP loan for your city, your county, and your state, and see what's available. A lot of times there's other programs. I don't know what's going on with my hair, guys. Sorry. A lot of times there's other programs available, like even when we're not in a pandemic, for small business owners. Michelle says, was on FedEd only given 11 weeks extension. I heard something about people being extended to September. So this is a really interesting thing that may be coming up for a lot of you. Now it's going to go, you're going to get all the PEUC extensions, but it will only take you through September 4th. But what's going to happen is first, you're going to go on to, it was a 13-week PEUC extension. So first, that will be added to your claim. Then once that goes all the way down to 0, then you'll get 11 weeks of PEUC benefits added to your claim. Once you use up all of that, then you'll get the 29-week extension. However, the 29-week extension will only last through September 4th as everything stands right now. Just my girl says, I don't feel like I said that wrong. Is there any way to expedite the appeal process? There's not. And yeah, she says that they can't be put on PEUY because they needed to determine the outcome of the appeal for FedEd, but it's been a few months. Yeah, unfortunately, once you go to appeal, it takes a really long time to get that all cleared up. Okay, Lisa says she called and got a new claim over the phone. Her claim went down from $269 to $130, also having to certify weekly 2 weeks in a row. So it depends on what kind of claim you're on, if they can lower your weekly benefit amount by that much. If you were on FedEd when you had to apply for a new claim and you qualified for a much lower weekly benefit amount, they are going to keep you on the lower weekly benefit amount. If you were on a PEUC claim when you applied for a new claim, hi, Tommy, thank you for the donation. I see that sticker. Thank you so much. I hope that was your question. Yep, that I got to. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Sorry, that popped up on the side like it's all huge. So I just wanted to thank Tommy. Okay, so So yeah, if you're going from PEUC to a new claim and it lowers by more than $25, they are supposed to keep you on your current claim for now at the higher weekly benefit amount. So it depends on what kind of claim you're going for when you apply for that new claim. You're welcome, Tommy, and thank you very much. Steven says it's long. He got disqualified because it's wrong documentation. He appealed, they reversed the decision, but he hasn't been paid is the gist of it. I would keep calling the EDD. He also said that he's already reached out to his assembly member and they keep promising to help but haven't. So you do really have to stay on the EDD and probably call them multiple times. They should be releasing the payment soon. I'm so sorry about that. Okay. Two more popped in. A couple more questions popped in since I last checked how many membership questions, and then I'll jump into yours. Greg says, I've been on unemployment since March 2020 and benefit year recently ended, so I filed a new one online. I was on FedEd. I still have a balance on my claim and continue to certify, but all has been on pending. They received the reward letter and the 1277 invalid claim notice. I don't understand why this box is checked. Yesterday I got a form asking. Okay, so if you get the 1277 letter, your new claim is not going to be approved. They will keep you on the old claim, but you're not being paid because it's pending while it's in that third party review. So once it goes to third party review, I'm told it takes between 2 and 6 weeks to get that review completed. Okay, Brazilian girl, I've got one more question and then I'll do yours. And it's easier for me to see the donations, but I don't want anybody to think that they have to pay to get their question answered. I go live on Monday nights at 6 p.m. too if I don't get to your question today. Okay, Greg says, I have been on unemployment since March 2020. Benefit year ended, so I filed a new claim. Hi, Henry. Thank you. You'll be next after Brazilian girl. I still have a balance on my claim, but it's all on pending. So yeah, so Greg, same thing. Don't worry about the funds. Some of you guys are getting a letter asking if you want the funds on the Bank of America debit card or if you want to get checks. Those are all just kind of standard letters that we first got. So you can kind of just ignore those. If you get the 1277 letter, you're going to stay on your existing claim. All right. I'm going to go to Brazilian girls and Henry's real fast, and then I'm going to jump up to the 11 a.m. timestamp. So I'm already 7.5 minutes behind. Brazilian girl says, supposed to certify today, but now it says I should check back on 4/25. I'm PUC, so probably PEUC, and my extension already shows till September, or maybe she means PUA. I have enough balance. Why? Okay, so that can have to do with the 13-week and the 11-week PEUC extensions, assuming you meant PEUC. And since those extensions, some of them, they're odd amounts of weeks. So normally we do certify every 2 weeks, and regular unemployment lasts 26 weeks. But as you reach the end of your first 13 weeks of PEUC benefits, that leaves an odd week. It's not an even number of weeks. So that's going to have you certifying for just 1 week. And then once you certify for that odd week and you get the 11-week PEUC extension, after the odd week of certification, it resets your certification cycle and you're going to certify again in 2 weeks. But then at the end of that one, it's also going to be left with a weird, odd 1 week. So that is my suspicion about why you certified today and now you have to go back again next week, is that you're probably ending one of the PEUC extensions and then you'll go and certify again. Some people, for some reason, it hasn't been discovered yet, they are having to certify weekly, and I don't think any common trend has been found as to why they've had to do that. But even if you do have to start certifying weekly, as long as you get paid, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Okay, Henry says, I'm currently on the new PEUC extension. 4/3 has been pending for the past week. I also had to certify over the phone for 4/10 and 4/17. I hope I get paid for all 3 weeks. Your thoughts? So you're probably just in that review period, Henry. So you should get 2 to 6 weeks is how long that review period takes. Even if you don't qualify for a new claim, once you call them or to see if you qualify, even if they say, oh, you won't qualify, or oh, it's going to be denied, I'm going to leave a note in your account. From the point they tell you that, if they make you file, if the rep tells you that you don't need to file, it should help you avoid your claim going into review. But if you filed yourself online for a new claim, or if the rep helped you file a new claim, that means that your claim is going to go into that review and you won't get paid for 2 to 6 weeks while that review process is complete. I do want to say really quickly that I don't work for the EDD, and I don't ever want to tell you guys to sit back and wait and that everything's going to fix itself automatically. So I do recommend calling a second time just to make sure there's not any underlying issues on your accounts. I would hate to tell you guys, oh yeah, this should clear up in 2 to 6 weeks. You guys sit around waiting 6 weeks thinking it'll automatically fix itself. And then there's some other issue that causes it not to clear up. But I think your claim's just in review and that it should lift automatically. Okay, and Blue-Eyed Female, thank you so much. I see you are in here helping to moderate, and I really appreciate you. Okay, Juanita says, oh dear, there's a lot of donations, guys. Thank you so much. I do want to try and get some people that haven't donated, though. Okay, Juanita says, I'm on PUA, and my payments are still pending. Usually goes to paid right away. Any ideas? On PUA, is it just from this morning and it hasn't shifted right away? Because on that, they always have up to 72 hours for it to switch to paid. So how long has it been pending? If it's more than 72 hours, you have to call. If it's still within 72 hours, then it could still switch to paid. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Okay, Sally, thank you for the donation. Thank everyone for the donations. I really appreciate it. If I forgot to thank you, it's not because I don't appreciate it. It's because I'm trying to get through these really fast. Okay, Sally says, filed a new claim March 14th and was awarded the same weekly amount, 410, and 417 is stuck in pending, and I'm certifying weekly what's going on. 410, 417 stuck in pending. So my guess is that 410 and 417, but you got paid the week ending 4/2 because that's probably in the review period as well, is my guess. I'm not sure about the certifying weekly. That is happening to some claims, but there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for that. The only thing possibly that's causing the weekly certifications is sometimes a rep can do, they can approve a payment for financial hardship reasons. And sometimes when they release that 1 week of payment, then that does seem to trigger the weekly certifications. But as long as you're getting paid, I wouldn't worry about it, but you're not, you're stuck on pending. But I suspect that's because the new claim is still in review. Okay. Francesca says, need to know if I have to file a new claim. When I hit 1 year from initial claim back in February, they had to check that I didn't qualify for a new claim on PEUC 2. 1 week of funds left. Do I need to file a new claim? No, if you already checked in February, you should not need to file a new claim or even check to see if you qualify for a new claim. The extensions should be added automatically to your account from this point forward. Now that you've gone through the process, you shouldn't have to go through it again. Guys, that should be true if a rep tells you that you don't have to file a new claim either. They should have put a note in your account to keep you on the extension because your new claim will be denied. With that said, there are these things called quarterly reviews. So it could be that in every 3 months that you might have to call the EDD to get your claim reviewed. That's different than the third party review though. I know it's an absolute mess. So Francesca, you just did it in February. The 1 week of funds on PEUC 2, you should get those paid. Then they're going to add the third PEUC extension that's going to take you the rest of the way through September 4th. but there may be a time during that period of time that you'll need to call the EDD because they may have put your account into a different kind of review. Okay. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody on a sticker. And then, okay, I'm going to skip around a little bit. I see a channel member, JC Love, says, what is the overpayment waiver? Does PEUC qualify for it? So the overpayment waiver, California does have the option of waiving overpayments, but if you've received an overpayment notice, you either need to appeal it or call the EDD to arrange a payment plan to repay it. PEUC might qualify for it, but it's going to depend on your individual circumstances. If you disagree with an overpayment notice, you would need to request an appeal. The appeal process is incredibly lengthy. I don't want to get your hopes up about that. My friend that filed an appeal, he wasn't able to get entire claim while his claim was in the appeal process. And then you have to explain to a judge, right now it's still virtual, but an appeal is taking between 3 months and 6 months to be completed. So it's possible that by the time your hearing is scheduled, that they would be doing them in person again. And if that's the case, you would need to go sit in front of a judge that doesn't work for the EDD and explain why you think that they decided incorrectly on the overpayment. And if the judge decides in your favor, then we have the option. When I say we, I mean the state of California has the option to waive that overpayment. It has to be no fault of your own that the overpayment was created, and it would have to create a financial hardship for you to have to repay it. So that's where we are on those overpayment notices. Okay. Nicholas said, Shelly, my benefit ends 7/28/2021. I'm regular unemployment and hit 0. Still have not heard anything about my PEUC extension. When can I expect it to happen? So Nicholas, you were somebody whose account probably should have updated by the 17th, but many people, if you were expecting your account balance to increase by, did I just say September? I mean, April 17th. And it didn't. We don't know why that is yet. We're just hearing that a lot of people didn't get it. So obviously I'm looking into it. Jenny Silver's looking into it. We have our eyes out for why that was, because yeah, your benefit year hasn't ended. So you shouldn't need to file a new claim until July of this year. So hopefully they add that soon, but you can call the EDD and let them know that you were expecting your claim to be updated and it hasn't, and what's going on. All right, Henry, thank you again for the donation. You already refiled and did not qualify. You were paid for 320 and 327. Claim year and the auto dial service. I may call EDD using one of those. So this is like an automatic dialing service that will call the EDD for you. Jenny Silver just posted a video on it yesterday. I don't really know. I don't know what the price of it is. Henry, you donate to my channel a lot and I appreciate it. So maybe if it's less than $20, maybe it would be worth it. I have no idea what those cost. I do think if those are the two firms that Jenny Silver did her video on yesterday, I think she verified that they are actual resources that you guys can use to help you get through. I'm very frugal with my money. I'll sit there and hit redial. I know it's annoying. I know, but I will hit redial for 3 hours and do my dishes, watch a TV show while I just hit redial. Like I would hang on to my money. That is just my advice. And yeah, so Henry, on your new claim, you were already paid for 2 of those weeks. So that could be that they just haven't uploaded the next PEUC extension onto your claim yet, and hopefully they will. Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much for the donations. I'm going to jump all the way back. And I love when you guys help each other in the chat. I really appreciate it. You know what else I really appreciate? When you take a moment and like the video. There's 365 of you watching right now that I see and only 70 likes. So that's kind of low for the video. Okay, I'm jumping all the way back to the 11 a.m. timestamp. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, everyone. Happy Certification Sunday. Charlie says, Jenny Silver has several phone tricks, but I don't know if they work anymore. So the only phone trick that I know and that she's still recommending is you want to dial, get your pens ready. But you guys all probably know this number. It's a main one. It's 833-978-2511. Then you're going to listen to that long intro message and quickly hit 134. It's not like press 1 when they ask you the first option and then press 3 when they ask you the next option and then press 4. That's not it. You want to listen to that long intro message and then boop, 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 134. And then that's supposed to help you get through. But the truth of the matter is there's so many people's claims that are messed up at this point that it's pretty darn hard to get through to the EDD. I don't recommend calling Sunday or Monday because that's when we're all trying to certify and when everybody's claims all messed up. So those are really heavy call volume days. I would try and call Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 8:15. I don't call at lunchtime at noon. Do call at 1 when they get back, and then don't call back after 6 because there's already going to be too many people holding in that queue to speak to somebody to actually get through. Okay. 213 Noah says weeks 320, 327, 403, they're all pending. Will I get paid for all weeks after review? What is the third party review looking for throughout the review? Mostly they're looking for fraud, but I've heard that they're so far behind. J-Bay, is that you giving me $10? I'm going to get to your question next. And J-Bay, thank you for supporting the channel. J-Bay Real Estate, he's got like these amazing videos. You guys got to check out his channel. He just gave me a $10 donation. I recognize his profile picture. I know a lot of you guys were broken waiting on our EDD payments. He's a landlord. He's a really cool landlord. And he's trying to work with his tenants. He watches my channel to try and figure out what's going on and when he might expect some rent from his tenants. I know a lot of you guys are behind on your rent because the EDD is not paying you. So J-Bay, please be patient with your tenants because man, oh man, like 213 Noah is saying, he hasn't been paid since March 13th. So that's super awful. If they're telling you they haven't been paid from the EDD, that is true. I'm about to cry thinking about people not being able to pay their rent. So back to the questions. Okay. The third party review is looking for fraud, but the problem is there's so many claims that they have to look through that they're really far behind. So yeah, I don't know what types of things would flag as fraud, but that's what they're looking for. Diego says, how do I know if I got bypassed? Called before benefit year ended and rep said I didn't have to reapply and put me in extension, but I called 2 days ago to make sure and the rep said I do have to reapply. I see my next certification date. So Diego, in your situation, it's tough because sometimes you don't know if the reps actually did the right thing. So if you're still getting paid without issue, I would go ahead and not file a new claim. I would go ahead and wait. But if you're not getting paid, I would call again and ask another rep and see what they say. And I hate to tell you guys that, but again, I don't want to tell you to wait and that it should be okay. But because there's not a way to tell for sure if you got bypassed. So you have to take the word of the rep that you guys talked to. And I know that you guys we've all experienced reps that give you bad information. Now let's see what J-Bay's question is. He says, I have a tenant claiming, yep. Look, I didn't even read J-Bay's question, but look, there we are. I have a tenant claiming she wasn't paid by the EDD. She's using this as a reason why she can't pay the rent. Is there as a landlord, is there any way I can confirm this? And then he says, thank you for being awesome. J-Bay, I would tend to believe her. There's actually some people that are still pending from way back in December, but there's a big group of us. Like, look how many people are in this live right now. It's because of how messed up their claims are. Try and work with your tenant. I feel like they're probably telling you the truth. You could maybe ask, I don't know if they'd be willing to do this. And I don't know, like, you know, I want to make everybody happy. They might be willing to send you a screenshot. Our EDD homepages tell us like the last time we were paid. I don't know if as a landlord you're allowed to ask them for that. Maybe don't. I know a lot of people are experiencing hardships, but there's a big group of people that haven't been paid since March 13th. Then and they were supposed to have everybody's account. They put it in writing that they were going to update everybody's account by April 17th, and they have not made good on their word. A government agency that put it in writing that they would fix it, they haven't done that. So I do think try and believe your tenant, and I'll try and reach out to you when I hear that the claims have been paid again. And once your pending claims go, once they get paid, it should be all of them that you're waiting on. But keep in mind, usually you can only transfer $5,000 at a time from the EDD card to your regular bank account. But yeah, and guys, please communicate with your landlords. You know, don't avoid them. I do think you're supposed to submit something in writing to them. The reason why you're late on your rent is due to the pandemic. That gives you a level of protection on that eviction ban. But yeah, a lot of people experiencing delayed payments. So that's probably true. Okay. And thank you for the donation. Okay. And I hope you get paid soon. And I hope that you guys that are watching are able to pay your rent soon. I know that's the number one thing I think people worry about, then followed by food. All right, Charlie. Oh yes, that was the phone tricks. Peace Can Tell says, had a huge debate with a friend as the state opens fully in June. Can the EDD, in fact, smack job requirements full on again by then? 3 searches. I think no, but anything after September, yes, for sure. I don't know. I will tell you that other states are starting to require the work search requirement again. And yes, at any time, they could have us start actually listing the work search requirements again. But even in the other states that have said they're going to implement it again, we're still in. They started announcing it kind of at the beginning of April, and they gave people about a month letting them know that they were going to reinstate it before they actually reinstated it. So at this point, I would say it could be June when they start to ask for that again when everything reopens. I would think that they would give us some advance notice, but it's the EDD, so who knows if they really will or not. But they should give us some advance notice and give us time to like get our resumes updated and things like that before they actually start requiring it. And guys, I'm a full 30 minutes behind in the comments. I always hope that you help each other in the chat. And I also hope that when I answer someone else's question, it answers yours as well. I'd love it if you took a minute and liked the video. Jeffrey says, I helped my friend get her new claim with the September 6th extension. She did, but the certification 410 is still pending. When will it be available? It depends on what kind of claim she has. If it's a brand new claim, those also go into review, which can take between 2 and 6 weeks. If she's PUA, it shouldn't really be pending at this point. If it is not PUA, and she already had it, again, probably the claim's in review from 2 to 6 weeks. Okay, Sessa. Thank you, new member. Welcome to the channel membership. You get to ask your questions in advance. I'll put out a post on Saturday that you guys can ask a question that I will answer at the very beginning of the live. Let's see. Isabel says, no update on my claim. I filed a new claim like 3 weeks ago, told I would be extended automatically since 0 wages were made that year. Still certify, but no payment. Should I call or wait? Isabel, I tend to think that your claim is just in review and that's taking right now between 2 and 6 weeks. So your claim should be almost at the end of that review process. However, it's the EDD. And I do encourage you guys to make a second call and just make sure that everything is good, because I would hate to tell you to sit back, wait 6 weeks and find out that there was something else that you needed to take care of on your claims. So even though I think that your claim's just in review, it never hurts to double check. The only time it hurts to double check is that, fills up those phone lines and is a huge pain in the behind. Okay. Jay says, I've applied for a new claim after the year end. I've also been able to certify for the past month, but the payments are still pending. Claim still has a balance. What do you advise I do next? That's going to be the exact same answer. I tend to think that your claim is just in review, but it never hurts to call the EDD to double check to make sure that there's not an underlying issue on your account. Aussie says, why does the EDD have to lie? I don't know. Like what they're doing to people it's cruel. It's really cruel. And it has such a far reaching impact. Like it just does. I'm going to get emotional thinking about it. So I'm going to read Ben's question. Morning, Ben. I was listening to the album Only Theater of Pain. That's my favorite. By a band that you guys are going to think is terrible, and they're really nice. They're called Christian Death. Now that band, how's work been? I'm back at work. It's slow. We're slow. I work at a movie theater. I assure you guys we're doing everything to try and keep you safe. I'd love you guys to go out and see a movie this weekend if you can afford it. I am still certifying each week. This morning when I tried to log on, there's a new error message, guys. Have you seen it? That when you can't log in. So I could not log in. I actually think this week, I worked small enough hours that I will qualify for benefits. So I'm going to continue certifying because I'm not back full time yet. California's newest lottery, the EDD. Yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. Vanessa, oh, your nephew's probably about to be born soon. You're going back to work soon. That's very good news. Oh, yes, still certify. That's what I'm doing. And report your earnings. You have to report them in the week that you made them. If it's a traditional job, it may lower your weekly benefit amount. Some weeks you might get the excessive earnings warning, but some weeks you may qualify. So it's still worth certifying. Yeah, I recommend certifying even if you're back to work. That way your claim is kind of active. If for some reason your company had to reduce your hours or heaven forbid, like completely lay you off, then it's going to be easier to reopen your new claim. That's what the reopen claim button is actually for. I know that's a glitch that you guys are also getting. Julian says, I got a text message and email saying EDD automatically filed. Did anyone else get this? Let's talk about that for a minute. I know a lot of people got a message that said PEUC 11 weeks had been added to your claim. PEUC 29 weeks had been added to your claim, or the Fed Ed extension would be automatically added to your claims. Guys, that is only automatic as long as you're within your benefit year. So they may add 29 weeks of benefits to your claim, and you're going to see that in your claim balance. But the minute your benefit year ends, you're supposed to file a new claim, or at minimum, call the EDD to see if you qualify for a new claim. Sometimes they can bypass the official filing a new claim. That's actually the desired result. But yeah, a lot of people got those notices, but it does not necessarily mean that you're going to get paid. Oh no, was I having bad reception? All right. Oh no, I was delayed in getting on this. So I'm so sorry about that. Linda says, I was able to access new IRS 1040 forms and compare it to the old one from early March. Old one said I owed $650. Amended one said I owe $0. What happened to that $650 paid? I get that back. Yes, you should. I'm not exactly sure on the timeline when they're sending it back. Guys, I've made it 35 minutes in before I drank some water. I'm still using my coldest bottle. I put ice in one of these boys like 3 days ago and it stayed cold. And yeah, I drank the 3-day-old ice water. Oh God. Nancy says, I'm about to lose everything. I haven't gotten paid since February. I was supposed to be put back on PEUC from PUA. I've been in limbo since. Nancy, first of all, I'm so sorry to those of you that haven't been paid in that long. Like, I'm sad when someone hasn't been paid 72 hours, but to not be paid since December, February, March, my heart really, it just breaks for you guys. I'm assuming that you've tried the 4 things, which is calling the EDD, using the contact us from your UI Online homepage, that's at the top right, the Ask EDD feature, and reaching out to your assembly member. Unfortunately, beyond that, I don't have any ideas. When you talk to your assembly member, please tell them that you're experiencing extreme financial hardship and that you really need their help. Do communicate with your landlord because there is an eviction ban right now. Make sure that you're getting food stamps to help with food and groceries. Call your credit card companies, see if they can pause your payments for a couple months. Sometimes they will. Same with your car payments, same with utilities. So, and then I want you to do this: search grants for whatever industry you were in. Maybe you were in a restaurant industry, search restaurant grants, California, Los Angeles, or your city, in your county, state, and city, and see if there's other programs. A lot of charities, a lot of Catholic charities actually will help you pay your bills. And if you don't have access to the internet, go to the library and use their internet and try and see if there's some resources for you. And I'm so sorry. Henry, thank you for the donation. How busy was it for work when Avengers Endgame came out? We were so busy, you guys. Avengers Endgame, I'll cry about that too. Like, I'm feeling pretty emotional today. We used to be really busy. We were the best location in my company. And now we're definitely not even making enough money to pay the rent on the building. Our owner that owns the chain, he is well off financially, and film is a passion project for him. So I just hope that he doesn't change his mind on that, because he's losing money right now every month. So maybe just go buy some movie theater popcorn. Maybe just stop by and see if you think it's safe to go back. Avengers was very busy, sold out like every single show, days and days and days in advance. And it's not like that right now. Okay. Charlie says, hang in there. Yeah. I really want everything to work out for everyone. I'm so sorry it's not. I'm also so sorry that I am 35 minutes behind in the comments, but I would love if everybody took a moment and liked the video. True Love says, claim balance still shows 0. Last time I called and applied for a new claim was April 1st. Operator waived me from reapplying. Been 17 days. What should I say to them next time I call? So she's already planning on calling, or they are. I'm not sure True Love could be either. So when you call, I would say, hi, my benefit year ended. A rep told me that I don't need to apply again because I didn't complete any work since the first time when I first applied for benefits. I haven't been paid in 17 days. Can you tell me why that is? What you're hoping that they will tell you is that they will say your claim's just in review. And unfortunately, there's not a way to speed up that review process, and the review process can take between 2 and 6 weeks. Sometimes there are underlying issues on your claim, so it is still advisable to call and make sure that all you're waiting on is the review process. Okay. Curly says, for SSDI, how long does it take to increase your monthly payment if it was offset or reduced by mistake? Curly, I'm not sure on that. I know that my mom has been on SSDI, and sometimes things get really messed up there, and you really have to fight with them tooth and nail to get your funds as well. My mom has gone like years before they've fixed their mistake. And sometimes it gets so tangled and messed up. She's actually still waiting for $7,000 from them. I'm sure that's not the answer that you wanted, but I want to be truthful and stay active and in contact with them. And if you can, send everything by mail or email. That way there's a written transcript of what has gone on with your disability claim. Augustine says, claim balance is 0 since February. I'm still in my benefit year, so I still wait for the PEUC. At this point, the EDD had said that everything was supposed to update by yesterday, by April 17th. So you're going to want to call them and find out what's going on. Also, please reach out to your assembly member to see if they're able to help you. And the link on how to do that is in the description of the video. Isabel says, received award letter and disqualification letter. Was told I would get tier 3 automatically, but still nothing. That is what's supposed to happen, Isabel. I'm not sure why those claims weren't updated like they said they would be. You should be able to certify, but it might be stuck on pending if your claim is in review. Andrew is re-asking his question. Should I worry about the vaccines? I'm due to get one and I'm worried I'm going to get severe side effects. Andrew, I don't know about the vaccine. I will tell you my experience, my roommate's experience, and my mom's experience. You guys know I talk about my mom a lot. She is highly allergic to everything. She's never going to be able to take that vaccine. I don't think her doctor would advise it. If she did take it, she would literally have to have a paramedic right there to pop her back, electrocute her back alive. I don't know what that thing's called. But she'd have to have that. Dyes, if the doctor wants her to have a CAT scan with dye, that sends her into cardiac arrest. She's just so hyper allergic to everything. She's never going to take it. I took Pfizer. I'm absolutely fine. Both times I was fine. I stayed in my jammies on Monday after the second one, just because I had heard it was bad. It was fine for me. My roommate was fine the first time around. Then the second one, which they just got on Friday, they felt like they had the flu all day yesterday, but they're fine today. I think for the most part, those vaccines are pretty safe, but it all depends on your medical history, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. I took it. I know some people don't or won't, and that's, it's up to you. But if you've already committed to having the vaccine and you're going to get it, don't worry about it, because after that point, once it's in, you can't do anything about it. So there's no use worrying, because that won't help anything. So that's my advice on that. Probably not good advice, because I'm not a medical professional. All right. Vilma says, I reapplied for unemployment. I'm able to certify, but I'm on pending. I called Friday and she said all they needed was the date. I was furloughed. I checked this morning and I'm still pending. That's so weird. I'm not sure why, if they said all that they needed was the furlough date, that you're still pending, but I'm sorry about that. I would probably call again. Annie says, why I only got 16 weeks. I'm on PEUC tier 2. I filed a new claim and I only got 16 weeks. Annie, I'm not sure about that. So if you're on, did you get awarded the new claim? Sometimes there are situations where the EDD would only award a claim to last 13 weeks. That is very, very rare. If you're on PEUC tier 2, they should be adding the 29 weeks of your claim if you got denied a new claim. Green Glass Full, thank you for the donation, says today is my certification day and it shows to check back on the 25th. Weird. Now I'm stressed. My benefit year is current till 9/20/21. Green Glass Full, I wouldn't worry too much about that, especially as long as you are getting paid and you're not pending. Some people's claims, they are needing to certify weekly. However, I mentioned something earlier. Now they're adding all the PEUC extensions to people's claims. So once you first go through your first 26 weeks of benefits, and notice that's equally divisible by 2. So for 26 weeks, you would certify 13 times, but every extension after that ends in an odd number of weeks. So when you first use your first 13 weeks of PEUC benefits, that would be 6 even weeks of certifications, but then 1 week left over for that 13th week. Same with the 11-week PEUC extension. That would be 5 2-week certifications for 10 weeks, and then 1 week left over when you certify the 11th week. And same with the 29-week extension. It's an odd number of weeks. So you're going to be left with this 1 week of certification. I would not worry about that too much. So at this point, that could happen at least twice throughout your claim. And then it would happen a third time if they do vote on and approve a 4th stimulus bill, because the third PEUC extension lasts 29 weeks, which again is an odd number of weeks. So it would cause you to have to certify for 1 random week before you certify again. I hope that made sense. And when you certify for that 1 random week, that is usually going to reset your certification cycle. So if you're going to certify again next week on the 25th, then it should be 2 weeks from them when you certify again, although some people's claims do have to certify weekly. And although that's annoying and an extra step, as long as you're getting paid correctly, I wouldn't worry too much about that. Blue-eyed female, again, so happy that you're in here. Yeah, and we're having pros and cons on the vaccine. C. Eastwood says, we need our PEUC extension. I know, and I'm not, I wish that there was a way. I'm at a loss because so many things that should work, and we should be able to rely on this agency that's put it in writing that they would give us this PEUC extension, and they haven't, and that's terrible. I'm going to ask you guys to like this video again. John Geo says 1 week paid and the 2nd week pending. Why? That can be 2 things. The most common is that the 1st week was within your benefit year and the 2nd week is not within your benefit year. So, and even if you've filed for a new claim already and found out where you are along that process, if one of the weeks is within your benefit year, that week would be paid, but the 2nd week, even if your new claim has been denied, would be under review. And so that 2nd week won't be paid until your benefit year review is complete. And that can take between 2 and 6 weeks. I hope that made sense. People are saying good morning. I like the name Fluffy Killer 03. Brian says, I was paid 3 out of the 4 weeks from PEUC extension. Why am I missing 1 week? Sorry, I also said there's one reason, and I only said the benefit year ending thing. Sometimes that can also be as they switch you between extensions, that can cause one of the weeks to get stuck in pending. So if you're moving between regular unemployment and the first PEUC extension, that can cause you to get stuck in pending. Same as you switch between the different programs and extensions. If 1 week is within one program and the 2nd week's within a different program, that can cause hiccups on your account. And in that case, I recommend calling the EDD. So if 3 out of the 4 weeks are paid, but the 4th week wasn't, I do recommend calling them. Aussie says, why do you think we haven't received an extension? Because the EDD's computers are ancient and they messed up something on the programming. I know that's not helpful, but that's what I think is going on. Frank says, PEUC extension hasn't come in. Is there a way to report this to the Better Business Bureau? That's what the BBB is. I've been waiting for 6 weeks. This is not right. Frank, you're right. It's not right. I guess it wouldn't. I don't know if like the Better Business Bureau does anything like for government agencies. It doesn't hurt to report them. I know Jenny Silver is working on contacting news outlets, but the news outlets have been on this. The news outlets, they're no longer responding to them. There's that Gavin Newsom recall. I don't really know if that will do any good, but maybe call Gavin Newsom's office and be like, hey, get this EDD stuff sorted out, or we're going to vote for whoever the other guy is. I don't know. We're going to approve that recall. I don't really know. I'm not a politics person, and I don't I I don't know how to fix this. I really wish I did because it's very frustrating. Mayor Bear says not extended and my portal still shows the mistake of the claim from 2019 rather than the newer claim. I've called 5 times. The rep was very nice. How long does it take for changes to be made when there has been a mistake by the EDD on your claim? The rep put it in to fix it and it's still a mess. Mayor Bear, yeah, once there's an issue, it normally takes a long time for it to be correctly sorted out. In your case, definitely reach out to your assembly member. I think you have, but do it again. Make sure it's an email. That way there's a written trail. Tell them that you're experiencing a financial hardship and see if there's anything that they can do to help you. Andy, good morning. You say, after FedEd, will they automatically put me on the next extension? And how do you qualify for the new extension? On January, they already filed a new claim, but didn't work. Got put back on FedEd. So Andy, you shouldn't need to reapply for benefits anymore. Yes, once you go through FedEd, they should put you on. You'll actually go into whichever of the PEUC extensions you have not already used, and eventually those extensions will take you all the way through September 4th right now. Now the question of will they be automatic? They're supposed to be, but it's the EDD, so I cannot guarantee that. I'm going to start skipping around. I'm so sorry. Kamo says, hit the dang like button. You guys are welcome. Aussie says, how do I get a hold of the assembly member? You guys, there's a link in the description of, I think, almost all my recent videos, like within the last 3 months, on how to get a hold of your assembly member. And I do recommend emailing them. So just look at the description in the video. Sometimes it's like minimized. You see the likes and dislikes, and then you have to expand the description in the video. It's going to be in there. I try and keep it to the top. I know I slang a lot of stuff. I'm like, Webull this, Yada Bank that, coolest water. I like to promote stuff. I like to try and make this a business, but I try and put that assembly member link before all of that. I'll call it garbage, before all that garbage, because I know that that's really important. I know you guys don't want to dig through that to find that. So it's near the top. It's going to be a link that says find your rep, and then please email them. Oh no, blue-eyed female, you're not getting paid since March 22nd. And jerks. They're just jerks. Okay. Okay. Oh, my friend Chris is in. I don't know if he's still in, but hello and good morning. Oh my goodness. Blue-eyed female is amazing. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, yeah. Skipping around in these questions. Oh, it's a donation, so I'll do that one. Caitlin says, I'm PUA and I can't certify today. I just joined. Thank you. Am I in review? If you're PUA, that's usually for the self-employment. Are you 100% sure you're PUA? PUA, although they are, they're not supposed to be having any issues today. So I don't know what's going on, so I would recommend calling them, because all the PUA issues are supposed to be sorted out by now. If they're not, yes, call them. It's going to be terribly difficult to get through. I know that. Please know that I don't say that with any pleasure or take that lightly. But yeah, if you weren't able to certify today, I would give them a call to try and find out why. Okay, still skipping around. Okay, it popped me all the way to the bottom, so that's good. Frank says, I mailed my certification, but there's no record of it being received by the EDD 2 weeks later now. My question is, should I certify for the same weeks online, or is that going to flag my account? It won't flag your account. It will say duplicate. If you do the paper one and you do the online one of them will say duplicate. So you could do it online. And make sure that you don't see in your claim history, make sure that there's no record of them receiving it. If you're just pending, that could mean that your claim is in review. But if you just don't see, it would say original certification paper. Like normally when we look at our claim history, if you've certified online, it says original certification UI online. but yours would say paper for those weeks if you sent it in by paper. If that's totally missing, then yes. If that's totally missing, I guess I think I personally would go ahead and certify online and risk that one of them would say duplicate. It shouldn't cause any extra problems on your account other than saying there was a duplicate certification. Sally, again, thank you for the donation. Is being able to certify a good sign even though it's stuck in pending? Yes, it is. As long as you have already either filed a new claim yourself or called an EDD rep and they've told you that you don't need to reapply, or as long as you're still within your benefit year, then usually it is still a good sign if you're able to certify. But again, I do always kind of recommend calling them to double check, because sometimes the EDD might need you to verify your ID, but they forgot to tell you, or there might be a way that you answer the certification questions that could cause you to be pending. So yes, usually pending just means that like your claim is in review and you're about to get paid. But I also don't want any of you to just sit around waiting and be like, well, Shelly told me that I was going to get paid and I didn't need to do anything. Anytime it's been more than 72 hours, it's never going to hurt to just call and confirm that you're just waiting on the review. It's going to hurt your patience probably to call. Blue-eyed female, just a quick note to you. I'm probably going to go long today. I don't have anything to do right after today. I appreciate your help, but do not feel obligated to stay on this whole time. Pokemon Ethan says, hi, Shelly. I just hit 0 on my regular. Sorry if you guys can hear my phone ringing. Is this a breakfast burrito on the way? How do I decline? What's going on? I'm not good with technology, you guys. Sorry. Seeing about food. Okay. No, shoot. I forgot where I was. I'm sorry, guys. I don't mean to be rude. Okay. All right. I'm just going to have to pick up on another question. Back pay. So if you guys are pending and you're not approved for a new claim, yes, they should approve your claim, and all these weeks that you've been able to certify should be paid. Here's the catch. If you do qualify for a new claim, you don't want to wait to file that new claim, because usually when you file a new claim, the new claim takes effect from the week you open the claim. So you don't want to wait on that. If you do need to backdate, I just did a little video about that. I did a video about that, and there should be a screenshot that I should be able to find pretty quickly. Let's see. Nope. Oh dear. Is it this one? Okay, so if you need to backdate your claim for any reason, oh my God, everything's blurry. You're going to go to Ask EDD, and you're going to select unemployment insurance benefits as the category, then select claim questions as the subcategory, and then select the topic backdate the effective date of my claim due to COVID-19, and then submit your request to backdate. Jason Taylor, you remember, I see you and I will get to you. Okay, I had a claim balance of $6,000. I certified this morning, 410 and 417. Now claim balance says $1,600 and disqualified for 410 and 417. Okay, so you're going to have to call. That's the bad news. The good news is that it should be a fairly simple fix. What I'm starting to see is that the disqualification will be because the computer hasn't either, like, it's on one claim, like you have the new claim that you filed for, and then you have your existing claim, and it's like not letting you certify on the right claim. Anyway, I'm not explaining that well, but a rep should be able to fairly easily help with that. And thank you, George or Jorge. Thank you so much for saying that my videos are helpful. And thank you for the donation. I really appreciate that. Oh, Stephanie, can you please just re-ask your question? Guys, if I have skipped your question, it's so hard for me to scroll back. I'm super not good with technology. Just ask me the question again, but try and wait like 15 minutes in between me answering it again. And I'll try and get to that. Boy, there are a lot of you guys. There are so many questions. I really appreciate, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. Okay, Michelle says, hi, Shelly. My actual name is Michelle. I just have gone by Shelly since I'm a kid. I'm on PEUC and I didn't receive the Tier 3 extension. However, I do have a remaining balance from Tier 2. Do I have to exhaust those benefits in order to receive the Tier 3 extension? Yes, you do. So, and then you're going to have that one weird week to certify since the second PEUC extension is only 11 weeks. And then you might even get the maximum benefits paid notice. That's going to be normal. And then they'll load you up with the next extension that should take you all the way through September 4th. Although, of course, once your benefit year ends, you are going to need to see if you qualify for a new claim. And Lily, thank you so much for the donation. Oh, good. You're able to buy. That is awesome. I'm so sad that we still need these videos more than a year after all of this first started. But really, it's worth it to me if I'm able to help anybody. And you guys have just like helped me have like a positive mental outlook. I am serious. I don't think without YouTube and without feeling like you guys needed my help, like I'm not sure I would have gotten out of my pajamas. Like I think that without all of this, the pandemic would have been really bad for me. So I'm glad that I found this to keep myself busy, and I'm glad that I'm able to help you guys along the way. All right. I love when you guys help each other in the comments. Let me see if I can find. I've called them over 170 times today. I just heard a noise that sounded like something is breaking. I feel like my burrito's here. I love Sunday morning breakfast burritos. I can't wait till I feel safe, like going to brunch again. Okay. Oh, Jenny Silver says she might pop in. When did she tell me that? Oh, at 11:04. I don't know if she's I don't know if she popped in. You guys, normally the chat goes crazy if she pops in. Okay. Still looking for that other question. You guys know when I get lost in the comments or when I drink water, I'd love if you take a minute and like the video. I think I'm looking for Stephanie's comment. Blue-eyed female, if you know what Stephanie's question was and you want to repost it for me, that would be great. Okay. Juanita says, I'm on SSD disability. Every time I try to report it, I get flagged. Is that because when asked if I received disability, are they asking about state? It flags it. That's really unfortunate. But so those two programs, they just don't play well together. Because generally, and this is not every case, and I know that sometimes when you have a disability and you're getting money from state disability, you can do some work and still collect your disability benefits. But generally, with unemployment, they want you to be able and available to accept full-time work. So that's why at minimum, it's going to flag it every time. It thinks, right? This isn't true, but it thinks, oh, they're getting disability. So they can't accept and be able to take full-time work. So every single time it's going to flag it, and you're going to have to explain whatever your actual situation is to them to cause them to like lift that flag. Let's see here. Yes, you guys are so great in the comments and the chat for helping each other. I really, really appreciate it. Okay, Tasha got it. Says, what happens after ID.me reports your certification? So according to the EDD, it takes 7 to 10 business days for them to update your claim after you first after ID.me sends them your whatever they validate your ID information. I don't quite know what they do, but whenever they send them the information that you've completed the process, it's supposed to take 7 to 10 days for the EDD to get things moving again. But more often than not, it takes about 30 days for the EDD to complete the ID verification on their end. So yeah, ID.me sends it over to the EDD, and then the EDD has to be like, oh yeah, they were verified, and remove that flag off your account. And that process is taking about 30 days. 191 ounce says an extension probably means to say on extension. Got an upload income documents for PUA, but I'm on PEUC tier 2 rep. Said as long as I don't file anything, I should be okay. Should I trust her? Yes. So this is what I'm thinking probably happened with yours 191 ounce. There could be a couple reasons why maybe they temporarily put you on PUA. One would have been if you were denied a Fed Ed claim. There was a time kind of back in December when the new PEUC extension wasn't available yet, and they put people on PUA if you didn't qualify for Fed Ed. Then more recently, in all fairness, the reps were trying to help, but they kind of made things worse. And what they did was, when we were calling at the end of our benefit years before the third PEUC extension programming was available, they put some people on PUA and your benefit amount just dipped. So now they're putting people back on the program they belong on, which is PEUC. So my feeling is that you got caught up in that and that they are fixing that on their end. In your situation, I would kind of wait. I would wait a few more days and call back and make sure that a second rep tells you the same thing. I do tend to think that they gave you the correct information on that. And thank you, Scarlett, for saying I'm amazing. I really appreciate all you guys. Uh-oh. Juan, you retracted your message. Oh, okay. Same. Uh-oh. What's happening? Blue-eyed female, what's happening to Stephanie, though? Oh, here we go. And Juan, if you have another question, I see your donation. I appreciate it. I would love to know how I can help you. SUWU 916 Suwu says, had my interview last Tuesday and they never told me anything or updated my claim. He left no notes, so I'm still waiting. Yeah, unfortunately, with the phone interviews, they don't tell you the decision right away. And I'm not sure how long after your phone interview you're supposed to officially hear anything. In your case, I would call. I would also reach out to your assembly member and I would say, hey, the EDD had me have a phone interview. And they didn't let me know how it was going. I still haven't been paid. I'm experiencing a financial hardship. Is there anything that you can do to help me get paid again? Okay, Arnold wants to know, got an invalid claim letter. Does that mean I reapplied already? Yes, it does. And that means that your new claim is going to be invalid, and so they're going to keep you on the existing extension. And 191 ounce, thank you again for the donation. And you say, I'm on PEUC and got the most recent extension just fine, but docs are due on the 24th. All payments are fine so far, but should I worry at all? Here's the thing. The EDD is so messed up. I do worry. How many days is that? That's 6 days. So I would wait 3 more days and I would call again. I really hate to say that, but I would. I would call again to make sure that they're telling you the consistent information. If you're on PEUC, you shouldn't need to upload income documents. And that probably is some sort of error that came through because some rep tried to put you on PUA. Okay. Oh, Stephanie, thank you for the donation. I was trying to get to you over here in the chat. I'm so sorry. They filed you a new claim. You were paid 3 weeks, but the 4th week said not paid, April 10th. EDD sent me a text that I got a pandemic extension to check my UI online, and it still says not paid April 10th with a $0 balance. Okay, and I see that Blue-Eyed Female, my moderator, who I appreciate very, very much, she said that the same thing is happening to her. So what I tend to think is that you're probably being switched between programs right now. Don't donate. And Blue-Eyed Female, I'm curious for this with you too. Do you guys have a claim balance, or is it possible that your claim balance is now at 0 between the programs and that you're kind of being switched to a new program? Well, Stephanie, I just see yours says with a $0 balance. I would call. I know I hate to say it, but I would just call because I tend to think, so last time what happened is the text and UI online messages went out first, and then a few days later, the claim balances updated. But how long ago did you get that message? That's also what I'm wondering. Because if it's been more than 72 hours since you got the message and that week still hasn't gone to paid, then I would definitely call. If you just got the text message last night or sometime today and that week isn't paid, then I'd maybe give it 3 more days. But yeah, I would call them. I really hate to say that. And Blue-Eyed Female, you have a new balance. You had to reopen for a new claim, and now it has an even higher balance with a new claim than I did when I had the FedEd extension. So that's good. It sounds like you qualified for a new claim. If it's saying not paid, though, not paid does concern me a little bit because it's a little different than pending, but that's usually because you're between programs. Blue-Eyed Female, have you called them? Like, what have they said? Because 4 weeks is such a long time. That's such a long time. And Stephanie, thank you for the sticker as well. All Ravers says, oh, well, welcome. I'm glad it's your first time here. You guys have started making TikToks on unemployment too. I don't know, because they're really short, so I have more time to do like a quick 60-second thing versus making a video, because I put my foot in my mouth a lot and I have to refilm little sections and edit it. TikTok is fast. Blue-Eyed Female is going to call today. I'm just going to say, I think that today and Monday, this is my personal opinion, are the worst days to call because everybody's trying to certify today. Everybody's claims going haywire on Sundays. And then the people that didn't get through on Sunday, they're still trying to call on Monday. I feel like Tuesday through Saturday, I feel like are better days to call. They're all bad. So if you have time today, they're in today. They're answering phones. It's just so hard to get through. Okay. Oh, Fluffy Killer 03. You have been in this chat since 11 a.m. and I'm going to answer your question. You're not bothering me. Thank you for the donation. And I don't know if you popped in and out, but like, I totally love your username. It's really cute. You haven't received anything since March 18th. You're on a $0 balance. My year doesn't end until July. Do I keep waiting or call? I'm always going to err on the side of calling. It should update automatically, but it should have updated automatically yesterday, and it didn't. And so anytime something like that happens, where it hasn't done what the EDD put in writing that it would do, I'm going to recommend calling. I do tend to think that that is something that will work itself out automatically. But I also would hate to advise you to just sit back and wait, and then it doesn't work itself out automatically. So sometimes I know why you guys might need to call, but usually if it's been pending for more than 72 hours, I'm going to advise you to call. I just am. And I know it's a pain. I do, but it's the reality of what it is. All right, Jenna, thank you for the sticker. That's super cute. And Dennis, thank you for becoming a member. And let's see here. I might not go too much longer because I think a breakfast burrito's on the way. All right. Surf Healthy says, I feel for people that were offered to return to their shitty jobs. Keep your former boss on your side or they can test your new claim. Yeah, and I will say so much has changed for my work, but it's important to communicate with your landlords, your former bosses. We're working with people. Heidi, who's in the chats a lot, she and I work together, and it's so nice to see her in person. But we have several employees that are straight up like, hey, I'll come back to work, but I only want to do one day. We're calling people back in the order of seniority. That seems the fair way to do it. It's hard to schedule people just one day a week. The other people are still furloughed. We hope to bring them back, but we're not as busy as we had hoped. So it's going to take a little while. But be in communication with your boss. Like, we're not, even these people, I've had some people that they're like, we're not comfortable coming back until we're fully vaccinated, or we'd rather come back when, LA has 100% clearance. Fortunately, my employer is very, very good, and we've been able to work with people that don't want to come back. But we also I like to think I'm an awesome boss. I'm probably not. I'm always like, I want to make a TikTok. Like, I don't ever make TikToks, but I really want to make one of us sweeping. There's like a mop song anyway, and they look at me like I'm crazy. Like you guys are probably all thinking right now. But I think of my employees as extended family. Like, I genuinely care about them. I've worked for the company for 26 years. And yeah, it's always going to be good advice to have a good relationship with your employer. And I feel for people that don't. And same with your landlords. They may not like it if you tell them that you can't pay them rent right now because you haven't been paid since December or January, February, or March 13th. But it's the reality of the situation. And the sooner that you tell them what's going on, the better that they can prepare. Then the better relationship you're going to have in the long run if that's somewhere you want to stay. Nobby, thank you for the donation. Your benefit year expired a few weeks ago. PEUC added with new balance. Yet to refile, but still got paid. Should I file a new claim and risk screwing things up? Yes, but what I recommend, instead of actually hitting the file new claim button, although many people have had success with that, is I recommend calling to see if you qualify for a new claim. And then if you don't, sometimes the reps are able to bypass officially filing for a new claim and able to keep you on the extension. Now, I noticed that you said that your benefit year expired a few weeks ago and the PEUC was added. Have you actually gotten paid on weeks that were past your benefit year end date? And or is it possible that maybe you've called recently, like within the last month, and the rep already helped bypass filing a new claim? Like, at any point recently, have you called the EDD and mentioned that you hadn't worked since you first filed? Yeah, if you're getting paid, I tend to agree with Blue-Eyed Female. Like, just keep certifying and getting paid. But the second that your claim is pending for longer than 72 hours, call. And I saw a comment from one of my other, where'd it go? Queen Smart says waiting will mess you up. It's best to call. So yeah, if ever you're pending, definitely don't wait. Call after 72 hours. But if you're still getting paid with no issues and it's going through, I do tend to think it's okay to wait until there is an issue. You Chavez says, my wife's week says paid, but she's not received the payment in her Bank of America. I would give it till tomorrow morning. It usually takes a little while, at least on mine, to go actually into the Bank of America account. And please, you guys, some of you are new. If you have not already set up automatic transfers to a regular bank account, I cannot strongly recommend that enough. People are still getting their accounts hacked. That also breaks my heart. For us to be on unemployment, struggling paying our bills, and then some hacker gets into your money, please, please, please set up automatic transfers to a regular bank account. And you can just do that without knowing the exact amount. Maybe some weeks you want taxes taken out, some weeks you don't. You don't have to know the exact amount. There's a drop-down menu and you can select like transfer entire amount. So whatever that entire amount is, that's what'll transfer into your bank account. Please go do that right after watching this. Juan, thank you for the donation. You thought you got the bypass. You got a letter in the mail saying invalid claim and saying you need to look for a job. Rep didn't tell me that. Okay, so Juan, what your rep did is they did that while you were on the phone, looks like they officially helped you file a new claim. That's what my rep did when I called. Well, I had one that wouldn't help me, and then I called back and they helped me file. And I got the invalid claim letter. That's normal. So you're not approved for the new claim. You're going to stay on your existing claim. I have a feeling what you got is that Cal Jobs thing. Right now in California, the work search requirement is still waived. I do expect that we'll reinstate that at some point in the future, but right now it's still waived. So what you're going to do on the certification questions, I always recommend answering yes to did you look for work. But since it's waived, when you get to that next page to actually list where you looked for work, just hit skip, and that should be fine. It shouldn't cause you any other issues. People are starting to ask, do you have to apply for Cal Jobs? I first got that requirement way back in March of 2020. When I first applied, I did not ever sign up for Cal Jobs, and that did not cause me any issues on my account. However, in the letter with Cal Jobs, it says not applying for Cal Jobs can cause issues with your account, and it might not be a good idea. It might, my phone. Let me tell sorry guys. I'm going to text and then I'm doing my live. I'm on my live. Quit blowing up my phone. Leave the burrito on the porch. All right. So yeah. So right now, work search requirements still waived. I don't think as of right now that not applying for Cal Jobs will affect your claim, but it always says that if you don't, it might affect your claim. So it wouldn't hurt to go ahead and register on Cal Jobs. But when it comes to actually answering the certification questions, you should just be able to answer yes to did you look for work, but then skip when it asks you the places that you worked. Send burritos. Yeah, my friend needs to send a burrito to my porch. All right. Oh, thank you. I got a new shirt. It's from Amazon. It's very cheap because I'm very frugal. I needed some new work clothes because I gained some weight during quarantine. This shirt's super stretchy. But thank you. Arion says, I have not received my third tier extension yet. Called EDD several times this week, and the rep said Monday she submitted a PEUC extension, but nothing has happened since Monday the 12th. So your claim could be in review, or she could have bypassed the review, but a lot of people that were supposed to have that PEUC extension added to their claims by April 17th, they didn't get it. And I haven't figured out why yet. Michael H., hello. You reapplied 10 days ago. I'm on PEUC tier 2. Should I wait? Yeah, because your claim's probably in review. So that review period takes between 2 weeks and 6 weeks. Yeah, you guys are very welcome. I love doing the lives. I haven't made videos a lot this week. I got a little busy. My mom had plumbing issues and we went to the doctor and her truck is in the shop. You guys, like it, she just boom, 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 had a bunch of bad luck. Yeah, the EDD is very hard to get through on Sunday, blue-eyed female. It's always hard to get through the EDD. Blue-eyed female, I know the only trick that there is, which is you're going to listen to that long intro message and then quickly hit 134 after you hear it. The number that I call is that 833-978-2511. Yeah, Juan, it sounds like, wait, hold on. Let me go back and read your thing. So Juan, no, they did not officially, if you got the 1277 notice, that means that they didn't bypass filing a new claim. So that does mean that your claim is going to go through that third-party review process, which can take 2 to 6 weeks. So yeah, if you got the 1277 invalid claim notice, that means that they did officially file a new claim for you, but it got denied. So they're going to keep you on the extension. But because they officially went through the process of seeing if you qualified for a new claim, that puts both the new claim that got denied and the existing claim into that review period that's going to take between 2 and 6 weeks. Okay, Yang Yi says he's got a short question. You got certified for benefits for the same 2 weeks 2 times. One for the previous PEUC and one for the new extended PUA. Can I submit for both and have the EDD figure it out? I'm sorry that happened, and probably not. The EDD doesn't seem to be able to figure any of this out. I would call them. I would call them. Also, maybe reach out to your assembly member and be like, hey, these reps really messed up my account. They've got me certifying under 2 different claim types. I already certified once. Now they want me to certify again. I mean, it sounds like it's already messed up. So you can certify again and hope that it works itself out. But man, that sucks. Uh-oh, what's a scam? Okay, Danielle's saying, has anyone paid $74 to get their claim fixed? I tend to agree. I wouldn't do that. That sounds like a scam to me. No. You guys, if anybody ever hits you up for money and says that I recommended them, I do not. Please, please, please. There are so many spammers and scammers in the comments. If I'm recommending something that is not linked in my video description, then I'm not actually recommending it. I've recommended this water bottle if you like cold water bottles. I recommend Webull. I've recommended Yotta Bank. Those are the main things that I recommend. I have links to like the computer I use to do this video. I have never recommended like a person to call. I recommend Jenny Silver's videos. She's the only person that I have recommended you guys to go to. With that said, I know Jenny Silver just made a video on a couple of services that will help you call and get through to the EDD. I think those services are reputable, but I personally wouldn't use my money to do those. Oh, please, please, please don't send your money to anybody that's saying that I recommend them. And I'm going to dig through my comments and try and get these spammers deleted. I wish that YouTube would help us more than that on those things. Okay. Oh, Rich DM, thank you. I will enjoy that burrito. Quarem, I probably didn't say your name right. I'm very sorry. I still have 2 weeks pending since December. I called EDD. Now I got paid for March, but it seems that I lost January and February. Definitely in your situation, since you've already called them, reach out to your assembly member. That's so crazy. You shouldn't just lose those 2 months. Please don't give up on calling I'm going to say the 4 things again, and then I might do one more question, and then I'm going to go see more burritos on my porch. All right. So anytime, especially when there's like multiple weeks, multiple months of missing payments, you're going to do 4 things. Call the EDD, see what they recommend. use Ask EDD to submit your question that way. Then there's also the contact us on your UI Online homepage. And then the fourth is email your assembly member. I don't just want to say contact your assembly member. I want to very specifically say email your assembly member, because that way you have a written trail of the problem that you reported to your assembly member and their response to you with what they tell you will happen as a result of reaching out to them. There's a written paper trail, and that in the long run is going to help you out. And I always, not always, but 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I have a link in the description of the videos on how to contact your assembly member. No, Antonio, let's not tell them that somebody stole the money. They probably just messed up the claim. And now he's going to need some help getting it unmessed up. Yeah. 15 minutes between questions if I don't get to it. And I do think I'm about to do 1 or 2 more questions and then wrap it up. Floyd Female, thank you so much for helping me today. I really appreciate it. Keenan says, can we email the EDD? Can't get through on the line. So I actually just went over that. There is an Ask EDD feature, and there's also Contact Us from UI Online. Some people have good luck using those features. Some people don't get responses for 10 weeks. And then also, if you contact your assembly member, they often respond to you within 48 hours, and sometimes they can get your claim fixed in as little as 4 days. I am unfortunately starting to hear more and more that the assembly members aren't able to help, and that they're so backlogged with this that the EDD isn't helping them as much as they used to either. So Rich Hippie says, why can't I certify today? I'm not sure. Is it just the website's not loading for you, or did you have a date to certify and now it's just not letting you? It's Corn Pop there. Dim stole the election. I don't think so. Let's see. Let's do one more. Okay, so Sue says, completed my ID me last Wednesday. The button's still there and can't move forward. So definitely that's a situation where I would call them and say, hey, I did it. The EDD, even though they may not have completed the review of your ID on their side after you sent it through ID.me, they should at least be able to tell you if they've received what they need from ID.me. And then maybe you can say, well, hey, can you at least remove this button? All right, I'm going to do Juan Sanchez's question. The rep told me to finish my balance, which is $1,000. Will those weeks go to pending or paid? So I'm assuming that you mean you applied for a new claim and you got the 1277 invalid claim notice. So you're going to certify, and that's going to go to 0. Those weeks may stay pending while your claim's in the review, but once the review is complete, those should switch to paid. But it may take between 2 and 6 weeks for that review to be complete. But once the review is complete, yes, those weeks that are pending should switch to paid. All right, we'll do the one with the sad face. DDM says, I got my extended balance on PEUC, but my payments are still pending and I can't contact anybody by phone at all. So usually, again, even if you're not approved for a new claim, once you go through the process of filing a new claim, whether you did it yourself online or whether you called a rep and had them help you, unless they bypassed totally filing for a new claim. And even sometimes, like in Juan's case, he thought they bypassed it, but he got the 1277 invalid claim letter. So that means they officially helped him file a new claim on the phone. It's not going to be approved, but once you file a new claim, your claim goes into review by a third party for fraud. That's what they're looking for. And because so many of our claims ended at the same time, that process is taking between 2 weeks and 6 weeks. I do still recommend calling to make sure that just the review is all you're waiting on. Once it's hard. Sundays and Mondays are the hardest day to get through to the EDD. Then you're going to want to try between 8 a.m. and 8:15. You're going to listen to the long intro message. And after you do, you're going to quickly hit 134. All right. I still feel like doing a few questions. My burrito's not here either. So that's why. Okay. Queen V says depleted Fed Ed, got tier 2 extension, still a zero balance, was able to certify today with a zero balance, went to not paid. What should I do? I would call them. I would maybe wait 72 hours just to see if that changes, but ultimately I would call them. Okay. All right, guys. This seems like, oh, let's do Enrique's. I just started getting EDD 4 months ago. I'm on UI and I just ran out of money. My benefit year ends next year. So what will happen if I already ran out of funds? So normally the EDD only gives you enough to last about half a year, 26 weeks. So now you'll go on to the first PEUC extension, which is going to give you 13 more weeks of benefits. And if you run out of those 13 weeks, then you would get the second PEUC extension, which is going to last 11 weeks. And if that happens before September 4th, I don't think it will, but if because the third PEUC extension, even if that's added to your claim, that lasts 29 weeks or through the week ending September 4th, whichever is sooner. Oh, Herbert, thank you for the donation. You certified today and it's still pending. And then your question got cut off. If it's still pending and you just certified today, I would give it till tomorrow morning or 72 hours. So tomorrow morning at the soonest. It might still switch to paid. Mine normally switches to paid like after 10 p.m. Normally when I certify, I do it at like 2 o'clock. I do it after these lives, and sometimes like I go eat lunch or brunch or breakfast burritos after the live and then I certify. So for me, mine never switched to paid until after 10 p.m. and then sometimes not till the following morning. So tomorrow morning is the soonest I would worry about that. Evelyn says called ED and they requested my 11 weeks since a month ago and she's still waiting. So in that case, my guess is that maybe they didn't bypass the filing a new claim. Maybe they did file a new claim and then the claim would be in review. That should be clearing up any time now. But again, if you haven't been paid in a month, reach out, contact them again, ask EDD, contact us, and email your assembly member. I want to do makeup addicts and then I'll do one more. I applied for a new claim 3 weeks ago with a rep. I got an award letter. My online account is still an old claim with zero balance. I can't certify at all. Why? So again, that's because the new claim's in review. So, but you can't certify at all. So I would definitely call them. And also, I just want to keep everybody reminded that if you get an award letter, but you also get the 1277 invalid claim determination letter, that's going to mean that you didn't get approved for a new claim and they will keep you on the existing claim and add the extensions to that. EDD Edgar says my last payment was 4/9. Payment was for week. Was for week 320. I have 3 weeks pending, certified today for the 4th week. I did get the extension, tier 2 rep. I did get the extension, tier 2 augmentation for the 4/9 payment. For week 320, maybe I'll get paid from all pending. You should get all those paid from the pending, but normally the claim would be in review. So are you saying that you got the payment for 4/9 and that one went to paid, but there's weeks before that are still pending? If that's the case, you're going to need to call them. And then Dims told the election said, my UI claim year ended 3/15. I was not approved for a new claim. I have been receiving Fed Ed. I have $920 left to collect. I have not been updated with the new extension. What next? So again, in between these extensions, they're going to make your claim balance hit 0 before the next extension is added. So they won't just add extension, add extension, add extension, they're going to make you hit 0 and then add 1 extension. Then that extension will hit 0, then they'll add the next one, and so on and so forth. Okay, guys, that's, oh, no, let's do Renee's, and then that's really going to be the last one for Dave. Renee says, 1 week says NA was only able to register for 1 week. Why? So usually the NA, that is usually either because your benefit year ended 1 week that you certified for was within your benefit year, and usually that second week is not within your benefit year, or that's the number one reason. The other reason could be when they're switching you between programs. Okay, everybody, I'm going to go eat that breakfast burrito. Thank you so much. Will be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. doing another live, and I'll see you next time. Check me out on TikTok as Shelly's Millions. I'm just doing really quick unemployment blurbs. I have some funny stuff on there too. And please like this video before we take off today. All right.